Today we are going to learn about one of the finest poetry written by Nissim Ezekiel. Nissim Ezekiel is an Indian English poet, and this poet has been widely admired. And today we are going to delve into the poem. But before that, let us know about Nissim Ezekiel a bit. As you all can see, I have here a brief introduction of Nissim Ezekiel. Now, Nissim Ezekiel, in a very nutshell, I can say that Nissim Ezekiel is an Indian Jewish poet, playwright, actor, as well as an art critic. So you all can see that he is a very multi-talented person. And here he has written about one of his childhood memories. So talking about the central idea and theme of the poem, it is quite Indian. And it is written in free verse and it is a narrative poem. Now what is a narrative poem? A narrative poem is where the poet narrates about an incident, shares an experience and describes something. So now reading the poem, it starts by saying that I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Parting with his poison, flash of diabolic tale in the dark room, he risked the rain again. Now as we all can see, the poet recollects one of the cursed night of his childhood, where his mother was stung by a scorpion. The people from his neighborhood had come to help his mother, but it did not work. As you all can see in the next stanza, it has been written, the peasants came like swarm of flies and burst the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. The evil one here is the scorpion. So let's take the first stanza and understand about it in details. So it says that I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. Now this scorpion, because of several hours of rain outside, the scorpion had taken shelter under the sack of rice. And then it had stung the poet's mother. Now parting with his poison, flash of diabolic tale. We have to note the word diabolic here. Diabolic means something evil or devilish. Now the poison was parted with the flash of the scorpion's tail. And the mother had suffered several hours in pain. She was in unbearable pain. And then after parting with its poison, it had left the room. He risked the rain again. That means he had left the room and gone out in the rain, the scorpion. And then the peasants again here means the tenant farmers, the agricultural farmers. They had come like swarm of flies. We have to note the swarm of flies here is a simile. So the peasants came, flocked in the poet's house, and they burst the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. Here it is being said, in order to lessen the poison of the scorpion, they had been chanting prayers and they had been taking the name of God 100 times. They had been doing all this to help the poet's mother in order to bear with the pain and also lessen the venom of the scorpion. Next it says, with candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud-baked walls. They searched for him. He was not found. So the tenant farmers, the people from the neighborhood came and they were frantically searching for the scorpion with the help of candles and lanterns. Now, this poem also shows a picture of the pre-independence era where there was mud-baked walls. Now, when these peasants were carrying their candles and lanterns in order to search for the scorpion, the shadows of the peasants and the light from the candles and lanterns fell on the mud-baked walls, which showed that they had giant scorpion-like shadows. And then the search went in vain because the scorpion was never found. Because we all know that in the previous stanza only, he had risked the rain again. That means the scorpion had left the room. Now, they clicked their tongues. With every movement that the scorpion made his poison moved in mother's blood, they say. So now again, this poem brings out the age-old beliefs that it is being said that the peasants, the neighborhood people, they believe that every time that the scorpion made its move, it moved further, it increased the poison in the mother's body, mother's blood even more. And they were clicking their tongue. The peasants were clicking their tongue. Clicking their tongue means making a sound using the tongue. Okay? And they were making movements, poison, and with every movement of the scorpion, the mother's blood was getting even more poisonous and she was suffering with the unbearable pain. Up till here, I have completed in this video. In the next part 2 of this video, I'll be discussing the rest of the